You are listening to the Atlanta Real Estate Forum radio show, all about real estate edition, shining a light on the movers and shakers in the real estate industry, the home builders, developers, realtors, and suppliers making it all happen.
Good morning and welcome back to Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio's All About Real Estate edition. I'm your host, Carol Morgan, and I'd like to recognize Denim Marketing as our show sponsor. At Denim Marketing, we work to make your marketing a comfortable fit. Give us a call if you need original content for social media, public relations, marketing campaign, and blogging. Today, I'm pleased to welcome Jonathan White, Atlanta Division President with Meritage Homes, to the show. He's going to discuss their communities and just kind of market trends in general. So welcome to the show, Jonathan. Take a minute and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you, Carol. Really excited to be here again. It's been actually, I was looking at the dates. It's been exactly 3 years since I was here with you back in right before the pandemic. So I'm excited to be back. Really, really excited. It's been a challenging couple of years, but I've been now in Atlanta for 5 years. It seems like a lot longer. I've been in the industry, home building industry, for almost 20 years now. I've been a division president for 11 years. Been in Atlanta, Jacksonville, Houston, and now my home, Atlanta, which we really love it here. Spent a lot of my time in land acquisition, development, entitlement world. Transitioned into the operations side of the business about 11 years ago. I spent the early part of my career in engineering and doing roadway and drainage design. So it's been a long run, but the last 20 years have been awesome. Really enjoy home building. We've got a beautiful wife and 3 kids, and Atlanta is a great place to be. We're really, really proud to be part of the community.
Well, we're super happy that you're here and that it's worked out that you've been here for quite a while now. So we hope you'll enjoy the South for many years to come. Let's talk a little bit about Meritage Homes. I imagine we have a few listeners that don't know much about the home building company. So give us that 30,000 foot overview.
Yeah, thank you. So Meritage started back in 1985 in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is still our headquarters. We're actually the 7th largest home builder, public home builder in the United States. This year, we actually may crack that into the top 5 or 6. It's been a great year for us. We have 21 divisions in 10 states. We're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And in our 38-year history, we've delivered 155,000 homes over that period of time. And our claim to fame is, obviously we built a great home, but it's really around our energy efficiency. I would argue we actually have the most efficient home in the world, which sounds grandiose, but it's really amazing. Some of the things that we put in our home, we really, really focus in on energy efficiency. And in fact, we've won for the 9th consecutive year, we've been recognized by the EPA for our superior building practices and awarded with the Energy Star Partner of the Year of Sustained Excellence. And that's 9 years in a row. So pretty impressive. That's
very impressive. Well, talk a little bit more about that. Talk about some of the science that does go into each home.
Yeah, so since 2013, every Meritage home is energy certified. And on average, it's about a 40% more efficient than most new homes on the market. And a lot of that's around just some of the advances and things that we do. We're really the only builder, production builder for sure, that does spray foam insulation for our entire envelope of the home. So some builders will do in the roof lines, in the pitch, and that sort of thing. But we go all full envelope, which also helps with a lot of things, noise attenuation. It helps with people that struggle maybe with asthma. So we have a really high-end filter system that we use in our HVAC systems. We have a 15-SEER HVAC system. We do, low flush toilets, Energy Star appliances across the board, LED lighting. I mean, I could go on and on. We do, in most of our homes, we even do instant hot water, so that you get your hot water just immediately, which obviously helps protect the environment. Doesn't allow for overuse of water and that sort of thing. So it really is really impressive what we do in our homes. And it's not just the energy savings, but it's the resale value that it gives you on the back end.
Well, you think about the life of a home. I mean, you spend a lot up front on a home, but it's got to be nice to know that your monthly bills are not going to be as high as, as they could be if you weren't in an energy efficient home.
It's true. It's something we talk about a lot, but you sometimes don't understand the value it gives you. I mean, if you're spending $300 a month on a utility bill, and our homes can save, it depends on the size of the home, but anywhere between 40 and 50% on that bill. I mean, that's an extra $150 a month, which is real money. And that's over the course of time really adds up.
Sure does. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, the media is all negative about the economy and negative about home building. And, I hate reading what they're saying because we don't, what they're saying isn't always what we're seeing, but it's got home buyers wondering, is now a good time to buy? What do you say to home buyers when they ask you that?
It's a great question. We debate and talk about this a lot. I mean, obviously the last couple of years, we have just seen, just a crazy time in the home building world. Once before the pandemic happened, the market was strong. Things were going well, and then when the pandemic hit, it was just a shift really across the board. Maybe a focus on living in your home a lot more, from your home a lot more, and so we all saw just an explosion in the home building markets across the entire country. And I think a lot of that was just an undersupplied market as it was, coupled with the pandemic, and a lot of factors into that, very low interest rates and all the things that benefited home buyers. And then obviously as we came out of the pandemic, and a lot of money spent at the government level, which really pushed inflation, which ultimately impacted interest rates. And over the last 6 months, I've never seen a year go from so hot to trepidation from buyers in a lot of places. And a lot of it was centered around interest rates and instability of it. Historically, interest rates over the course of decades and decades is around 6%, which is essentially where we are right now. But when you've been in a world over the last 10 to 20 years of interest rates well below that, it was a shock to the system a little bit. And I think we had to reset expectations at the buyer level. We had to explain to them what interest rates look like and how it goes, and that you're able to refinance over time if interest rates come down. And I think a stabilization in the marketplace in interest rates is really what we're looking for. And we're seeing that right now, where interest rates are not going up. I mean, we saw interest rates go up 3% in 3 months. And that's unprecedented. So I think now we've got a little bit of stabilization. We saw some pretty good scores come out about inflation. So it seems like it's starting to stabilize. And with that, with stabilization comes certainty and confidence in buyers and able to buy a home that they can live in and feel confident about.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, what you were saying about interest rates rising so fast. So yeah, they went up 3%, and that was double in 3 months. So,
right.
When you're at six doesn't sound that high, but it's awful if you've been at 2.8 or 3%, which is where we've been for forever. So, I get why people are a little worried, but it's still a great time to buy. And I think, most of the home builders have really sweetened the pot, right? With, buy downs and all sorts of incentives. I know you've been offering all closing costs paid on select homes for the past couple of months. Is that something you're going to extend into the spring?
Yes. I really am a big believer in closing costs. I think about myself, like if I'm going to buy a house, I'm focused on monthly payments. And when I want to come out with as little money out of my pocket as possible when I'm buying, and just allow me to pay my monthly payment, and thereby being able to use my money to the moving costs and all the other things that go into moving into a new home. So all closing costs is really something we're focused on. It's somewhat controlled by the price of the home and the FHA loan limits and those sort of things. But at the end of the day, all closing costs is something that I think all buyers really want, is the ability to just come in with as little money as possible and find the house of your dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with 22 communities in the Atlanta area, I'm sure that all buyers can find the house of their dreams with Meritage Homes. You talk a little bit about where you build and the different product types.
Yeah, thank you. So we really focus on three main rungs, I would say, of the buyer profile. We focus on our first time buyer. A lot of people refer to them as millennials, but typically first time buyers is probably our main tranche of buyers that we focus on. It's the largest segment of the population. We also focus on our first time move up buyer. Is also a big focus of ours. And then lastly, we focus on a move down buyer. So a buyer who's maybe had a family for a while and everybody's moved out and they're ready to sort of right size their lifestyle. Those are the three tranches that we really focus in on. And from a product perspective, it's really, we're really simple. We have this saying around here is that easy equals right. And we try and keep things very simple for buyers so that there's not a ton of decisions that have to be made. And that's around three essential product lines. We have townhomes, 21 and 24-foot townhomes, front-loaded townhomes. We also have 26-foot townhomes in select areas. And so those are traditional front-loaded townhomes. We have a 3-story rear-loaded townhome product. It's really nicely appointed. It's just got a really nice livability to it. And then we have a 40-foot single family product. We have a 30-foot single family product. And that's essentially it. Like that's what we focus in on. That's where we kind of build to our customers. And we don't get outside of that. We just do what we do really, really well. As far as communities and where we're at, we're really in the greater Atlanta area all over the place. I mean, pretty much any county you can think of, Gwinnett, Fulton, Canton area, into Henry County, South Fulton. We're getting into Hall and Jackson counties. We're really expanding. We really are focused on affordability. And so we're not really in the metro area as much. We have a couple of communities fairly close in, but for the most part, we really are looking at affordability and into the suburban areas of the greater Atlanta area.
Well, let's talk about a couple of those communities. Sweetwater Green, the club series there caught my attention with, homes in the low 3s, which you don't see much of anymore. So talk about your offering there.
Yeah, Sweetwater is a very exciting community. In fact, the largest community acquisition in Meritage's history here in Atlanta. Really exciting for those that know the area. This is the former Northwoods Golf Club. We purchased this a couple years ago. It's a master plan type community. So it's got over 400 lots. It's got 4 different product lines and price points for wherever your price points lie. It's located in Lawrenceville, just southeast of I-85 and Pleasant Hill Drive off Club Drive. And the club series it's a mix of 21 and 24-foot townhomes. The 24s are on the end units insides, and then the interiors are 21s. They range from just under 1,600 square feet to just over 1,800 square feet. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, one half bath. It's either 1 or 2 car garages. And they start at about $329. So you're right. I mean, you're just not seeing that kind of pricing these days. And one of the reasons that we're able to offer that pricing is that we really developed most of the sites that we have right now didn't incur the huge development costs that we saw over the last year. It really hit a lot of builders hard. And sometimes I always like to say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And so we got a lot of the stuff in before that big run up. And it allows us to really pass that savings on to the buyer. We want to be the most affordable that we can. And to be able to see a 3 in front of a price point these days, it's hard to find.
Yeah, it definitely hard to find. And it does have to do, do you have legacy lots? Do you have lots that didn't cost you $100,000 to develop? Because those $100,000 lots end up being, $500,000 homes.
That's correct.
So yeah, I've been hearing that story over and over and over again because it's just everything's gotten so expensive.
It's crazy.
So
it really is.
Yeah. Well, another one that I was interested in is in Mableton, Willow Crest, where you've got bungalows and townhomes, and those are in the mid to the high threes, so very affordable as well. Talk about those.
Yeah, thanks. Same similar situation. So this one, Willowcrest, we had a phase one a couple of years ago. We bought the property next door and expanded into this second phase. It's located in Mableton between I-78 and the East-West Connector Road off of Floyd Road. It's about 160 26-foot townhome. So this is the little bit wider townhome that I was talking about before. And it's also got about 20 two-story bungalows. So not a ton of bungalows, but a few. And they kind of line Floyd Road. So it's got a nice curb appeal to it. Price is starting just under 350, 339, 990. 1,736 square feet to 2,165 square feet, for the townhomes. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2-story floor plans. I mean, this is a great location. It is awesome. It is a beautiful community. You can kind of drive through our phase one and see what it's going to look like. And then you'll see phase two. An interesting thing about this community is there's an old home that is considered a historic home that we've left on site. We're actually going to fix it up, and it's going to be part of the amenity that we're going to have there. So there'll be a second amenity there. We're going to keep that home intact. We're going to kind of refurbish it, and then there'll be basically two amenities within the communities, phase one and phase two, that residents will be able to use. So it's a really exciting, and at the end of the day, this will be approximately 400 residents in that community. So it's a really wonderful place to live and raise a family.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear what you do with that home. That'll be really
It's
neat.
really cool. It's pretty interesting going through that process, and the city really wanted, or the county really wanted to, along with the Mableton folks, wanted to keep that intact. And so it's been a long run getting to this point. It's going to probably take a year to get it done, just because there's gotta be sort of delicate with all that, but it's pretty neat. It's pretty interesting. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the results. Well, I know you've got a whole bunch of VIP interest lists out there and a lot of communities coming online. Do you want to run through some of those?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So like I was saying before, from the development side, we have been so active on the acquisition, entitlement, and then development. And a lot of these communities over the course of the last 2 years have been under development. This year, we'll open 11 new communities, which, if you really think about that, in this market and environment, in such an underserved market like Atlanta, we're really excited to be able to showcase these over the course of the next year. Ones that are sort of on the front end of the year as far as openings, we have 3 that I'd like to kind of talk about. One is called Scenic Walk. It's a quaint, small townhome community, about 90 lots in the heart of Snellville, just south of US 78 up Scenic Highway. 1,579 square feet to 1,829 square feet, 3-bedroom, 1 to 2 full baths with 1 to 2 half baths, all 2-car garages. I mean, it's a really nice site. That's VIP list is open now. We're just starting our models, and we'll probably be into a full-fledged selling effort here by the end of the first quarter. And then we have another one called Little River Falls. This one's a single-family community located in Woodstock, just southeast of Highway 92. In I-575 off Arnold Mill Road. It's about 105 lots, about 2,000 square feet to just over 3,200 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 to 3 full baths. Just going to be a beautiful, beautiful community. And then
I was just saying, I was to stop you on that one. I didn't know that there was much of anything left over there, much less off of Arnold Mill Road. Holy cow.
That was a real steal for us. We were really well out, and Woodstock is just such a beautiful bedroom community. It's really just coming to its own. We really attacked that area 4 or 5 years ago, and have had just great success out there. And it's just a great place to live.
Yeah.
and it's a great place to go hang out, and music scene and the restaurant scene. So we're always looking. So if anybody out there has got anything else out there, please
let them know. Yeah.
That's
All right.
right.
So what's the last one you've got?
Yeah, last one real quick. It's called Providence Estates. This is a single family community out in Pendergrass. So this is northwest of I-85 and US 129 off Glen Glee Road. About 52 lots, which is not a big community. We're just starting all of our model and some inventory homes now. But across the street, we're buying another site that's about 200 lots. That'll basically extend this community. That one will be called Preserve at Mountain Creek, and it'll be done probably in late 2024. But when you look at those two communities sort of combined, it's about 250 homes in a really underserved marketplace. A lot of job growth up in Pendergrass. It's just amazing. I remember being out in Pendergrass back when I first got here in 2018. I was like, where is this?
Right.
It's sort of there.
Yeah.
Really sort of brought the city, brought it into the city a little bit more. So really exciting place to be here as we see Atlanta grow.
Yeah, super exciting. Well, I think that you're going to have a banner year because a lot of people just don't have the depth of inventory that you're going to have. So kudos to you for continuing to plow forward.
Yeah, thank you for that. We're really excited. We have a lot of inventory homes. We focused a lot last year as a lot of builders were getting maybe nervous about the market. We actually were feeling pretty confident that the market would find its way. Atlanta there's a lot of articles out there I've been reading over the course of the last several months, but Atlanta ranks basically at the top of just about everybody's list across the country as it relates to home building marketplace. A lot of immigration here, a lot of job growth, very little inventory. And so we really said, you know what, we feel like there's going to be enough buyers out there over the course of the next year, given just those various factors. And so we have really put our foot down on the inventory and started really building inventory for the selling season, because we believe that we're going to get into a more traditional selling season like we've seen over the last several decades. Mm-hmm. It's only been over the last 2 years that we haven't seen a selling season. And so I think traditionally we're going to get back to that, where the selling season typically starts, I always like to say, right after the Super Bowl to maybe the end of June. So we're looking forward to being able to showcase what we have over the next couple of months here.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything else you're excited about for this year?
Well, I mean, we have a lot going on. We have a lot of new communities that are starting to see its way through. And I don't want to tease all of them, but you should certainly just go to our website and check it out at meritagehomes.com. But we've really opened over the course of even this past year, we opened 12 new communities. We have several closeout communities that if someone's looking for that last community that, some people like to get in early and get that great deal. And some people don't like that because I don't want to deal with construction. I'm right. That guy, because it's just chaos. And we always call those first buyers the pioneers. Like they're the ones going out there and having to deal with all the chaos and the craziness that the builders, give you, and nails in your tire and all those things. But we have a couple of closeout communities. We have one called Park Terrace that's out in Holly Springs, just west of I-75. You can almost see it from I-575 off Sixes Road, starting below 400 grand. It's a really quaint community, just about 70 or so homes. So there's about 30 left there to sell. Ridgewalk Landing's located in Woodstock as well, next to the outlet shops at Atlanta near Costco, right, actually adjacent to Costco. There's about 20 left there. And then we have a couple of communities, Meadows at Idlewild, in Canton and Riverside out in Woodstock, where there's just a handful left. So a great opportunity to sort of be one of the last in the community and not have to deal with all the headaches from that initial construction. So certainly check those out if you're interested.
Yeah. I never thought about it, but we should probably, as a first time, new home buyer tip, if you're buying in a community that's under construction and you get new tires, you should definitely buy the tire insurance.
Yes.
The hazard. It's worth $8 a tire.
in my 20 years of home building, I have gotten a flat tire in one of my communities every year.
Oh yeah.
And it's just the way it goes. But those are the headaches with buying early. You might get the better, the early pricing sort of thing, but you deal with the headaches along the way. So
Right.
It just depends on what it is you're wanting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the early bird gets to pick the lot and the home plan
right.
and all of that. And if you
That's
get in
true.
late, it's probably all decided. So you can
That's
argue
right.
it either way.
Correct. That
Well,
is true.
how can our listeners get more information on Meritage Homes?
Yeah, thank you. So easiest thing is through our website at www.meritagehomes.com. You can always call 877-ASK-MERITAGE. That's MERITAGE. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Meritage Homes. Please come visit one of our communities in the greater Atlanta area. We're open 7 days a week. You can call and get an appointment ahead of time. I mean, we have the best sales team in the city, I would argue in the country. We have a very tenured team here, which has taken a long time to build. And that tenure really helps because we're all aligned. We know what we're doing. We run very high customer satisfaction scores. And so, which is really at the end of the day, what it's all about. We really are looking for the referral. We want to sell through our customers. So we're excited to show everybody out there what we've got to offer. So come see us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that, it's a wrap of this week's Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio's All About Real Estate edition. I'd like to thank Jonathan White with Meritage Homes for joining me in studio today. On behalf of our show sponsor, Denim Marketing, I'm your host, Carol Morgan. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's show, please go over to iTunes and give us a positive rating and review. If you want to hear more of our shows, you can sign up and hear them for free on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. If you would like to be on the show, shoot me an email at carol@denimmarketing.com and let me know what you'd like to talk about. With that, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you right here again next week.
Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio is made possible by Denim Marketing, the publisher of Atlanta Real Estate Forum, Atlanta's favorite source for real estate and home building news. Denim Marketing is a comfortable fit, like your favorite pair of jeans. Denim Marketing tailors marketing strategies to meet your specific needs and niche. Try them on for size. They will work to create a perfect fit for your company's marketing program. Call them at 770-383-3360 or send an email to info@denimmarketing.com. For more information on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio or to inquire about being a guest, contact info@atlantarealestateforum.com. Check out the radio show by visiting atlantarealestateforum.com or by listening to the show on your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed today's broadcast, we'd sure appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio.